is beautiful, there's so much hope. Even in the darkest of times, there's radiating light. Live each moment fully and completely, and dance to the music of the lush green earth.
Oh, yeah. Hey guys, how are we all doing? So, today I want to talk to you about schizoaffective disorder. What is it? And my experience of it. So, if you're interested, stay tuned. So, schizoaffective disorder is defined here. And yeah, I would agree with the definition. I'm not an expert. I am not a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I just have it. And it's a working diagnosis, which means that they think that's what I've got. I'm certainly medicated for it. So, my experience of having schizoaffective disorder has been quite intense, really. I've had the hallucinations, I've had the delusions, I've had experience of thoughts that are not accurate. Yeah, definitely. It's scary. It's scary. Before you're medicated, it's scary. Um, some of the things I would see were not pleasant. And the things I was believing were not pleasant, without going into too much detail. But yeah, I believed of these notions and saw things that terrified me. And I can only imagine what other people who are not medicated go through, because I've been through periods of not being on the right medications and it was scary enough. It was terrifying, in fact. So yeah, schizoaffective disorder. There is a mood component, and there's also the schizophrenia-like component as well. I heard it described somewhere as being like in the middle of the two. So being in the middle of schizophrenia and bipolar, so being bang in the middle. If you want to just define it that way, that's fine. Other people have said that it's a bit like a mixture of the two. You know, it is what it is. It's not a nice complaint. It's a really tough thing to deal with when you're going through it. Most likely it requires hospitalizations to get to the bottom of it. I've had 2 hospitalizations, and yeah, pretty much can tell you that that's where I needed to be. The first time was horrendous because I didn't know where I was, I didn't know what was happening. That had never happened before, at least not in the way that it was happening then. And they thought initially it was caused by a urinary tract infection, which that may have been the catalyst. But in my second hospitalisation, they realised that, yeah, there's a working diagnosis here of schizoaffective disorder. I had periods of time in the past where I had experienced seeing things that were not there. And I thought they were spiritual experiences. But maybe the schizoaffective disorder has been going on a lot longer than we thought. Certainly life used to be very difficult for me. Very, very difficult for me before I was on the right meds. So it's not something that's talked about very much, the schizoaffective disorder. It's not talked about very much. Yeah. I wish it was. But most people have heard of schizophrenia. That's what they've heard of. Schizoaffective disorder seems to be a little bit more hidden. It is out there, but it seems to be more hidden, and that's odd to me. But yeah, it's not an easy thing to live through, and it's also not easy for the people around the individual going through it. I lost the place entirely during my first hospitalisation, and yeah, that was very scary. Very, very, very scary. When you lose your grasp on reality completely, it is scary. And disorientating. And I felt frightened, I felt embarrassed, I felt confused, like I say, disorientated. I felt all the feels. Yeah, I was angry as well. I was angry that I ended up in a situation that I didn't have any bearing on. I didn't have any control over my situation, and that made me really angry. Yeah. So, yeah, I was sad as well. Very sad when I was first in the hospital. But mainly frightened. And that caused me to be in constant fight or flight mode. Yeah.
Live each moment fully and completely, and dance to the music of the lush green earth.
Oh, yeah.